Alright, so we are now on to number 5. This is our third way of being asked to find 6 trig functions, and we're going to use the third method. Now, they all start the exact same. We got to draw our angle. Alright, but let's read this problem. So let's find the exact value of each of the 6 trig functions for the standard angle angle theta, which is formed by the terminal ray going through this point. So, I have my x and y axis. Okay. And now, I'm going to start, hey, my initial side comes on the positive x, and I go through the point 7, negative 4. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and draw this point out. So let's say this is 7, positive 7 in the x direction, and now down to negative 24. So I have to go through this point. So let's imagine I actually went through that point. Right, and this is my angle. Okay. So, like always, once I have my angle, I'm going to draw in my triangle. I'm going to do it in a pretty distinct way. I'm going to make sure I'm going to pick this point. I'm going to draw my triangle, as always, up to the x-axis. I always go up or down to the x-axis, and I make a right angle there. The nice thing is this point tells me a whole bunch of information. It tells me I've gone 7 units in the positive x direction. I've gone negative 24 in the y direction. So there, I already have 2 of my 3 sides. Okay. And now, if I know 2 of my 3 sides of a right triangle, I can find the measure of the third one. All right, 2 ways. Well, you can always do the Pythagorean theorem, but also, if you notice the pattern here, you could use your Pythagorean triples. So 724 is actually a triple. But let's say you're on the test, you don't know the triple. You can always use Pythagorean theorem. So Pythagorean theorem says, hey, 7 squared plus negative 24 squared equals c squared. Alright, so this becomes 49 plus 24 squared is 576 equals c squared. If I add those together, 625 equals c squared. Once I get c squared, I will have to take the square root of both sides. So the square root of 625 is just 25. That equals c. However, when you take the square root of something, you always have to add a plus or minus. Now the question is, boom, is this positive 25 or negative 25? And I think, oh wait, this is my hypotenuse, right? The longest side of my triangle. Hypotenuse is always positive, so this is the positive 25. Right, and this is also positive 7. Okay. So if you remembered that you have a 7, 24, 25 as your Pythagorean triple, fantastic, jump right to it. If you don't remember, like me, you can use Pythagorean theorem and kind of multiply it out to kind of help you. Right? So I have my ratio of all my sides now. I can go ahead and just start using SOHCAHTOA. So if you forgot on the first page, just rewrite it. SOHCAHTOA is sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent hypotenuse over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. Okay, so sine of this angle, or this angle theta, but we're using this reference triangle to help us out. I don't need the angle. The reason why I needed to know what this angle was before was to help me fill in my triangle. I know what the sides of my triangle were without needing that angle, so I don't need anything to find the angle. So sine is just going to be opposite over hypotenuse, negative 24 over 25. Right? Cosecant is a reciprocal of that. So that becomes 25 over negative 24, and really we'll just say, hey, negative 25 over 24. I just like to put my negative up top. Now cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so that is 7 over 25. And secant is a reciprocal of that. It's 25 over 7. And lastly, tangent is opposite over adjacent. So opposite over adjacent, negative 24 over 7, which makes cotangent 7 over negative 24, which again, I like to just move that up, negative 7 over 24. All right. So there's that. Now, remember we used that one mnemonic device to help us. All right. Kind of check our work, that's what I like to use it for. We have all students take calculus. So if I look at my angle, I'm in the 4th quadrant. So I should be Angle 1, 2, 3, 4. In the fourth quadrant, cosine is positive, and so is its reciprocal secant. So those should be the only two positives. So negative, negative, hey, positive, positive, and negative, negative. So I'm good. I'm in the right quadrant, have the right the right signs, positive and negatives, on each one of those side lengths. So my ratios come out correct. Right? And that's number 5. And again, the third way how to find all 6 trig functions.